Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I want to take this moment to do this tarot reading for snowdrop actors, especially to see their chemistry. I'm talking about Jung Hae-in. I'm sorry, I dropped my notes. And Jisoo from Blackpink, but here we're talking about her as an actress. So, her name is Kim Jisoo. I wanted to do this reading because I enjoyed the first episode, and also because I just find their interactions really beautiful. This actor is someone that I really enjoy the way he acts, the way he performs. So I'm glad that Jisoo, especially because it's her first appearance, her first experience. I think that it's very nice that she has a male lead like this person, like Jung Hae-in. So let's read for them, and I also want to clarify this. So whoever encounters this tarot reading that is not part of my channel or community, I want to clarify, I do not do shipping readings. I do not do readings for actors or actresses that work in a drama and people think or assume that they are in a relationship. I'm doing this from a perspective of seeing their dynamic from a professional sense, and of course that if I see anything emotional involved, I'm going to express it because I'm very realistic when it comes to the use of my tarot deck. But at the same time, I do not fit into the lululiness, so if you're here for this, you are not going to get it. And also I made an exception because I usually read for K-pop idols or groups, and I made an exception because I was really pleased when I watched the first episode and I got inspired because of this. And I also like Jisoo, so I do this because I like the people involved, and I have seen personally their work, so I would love to get to know them a little bit, so I hope that you enjoy this. So I placed Jung Hae-in, I placed him on the left, and then Jisoo, I placed her on the right. So let's see what they got. First of all, Jung Hae-in, he got the cards of the Queen of Cups, the Hangman, and the King of Cups. So as I was reading in his bio, he is an Aries sun, but he could possibly, according to my perception, he could have a water placement, very strong water placements. I don't know if maybe a Mercury in Pisces or a Moon in Pisces or a Rising in Pisces. I don't know, but it seems like he got a lot of emotional cards, which I think that it's very fitting for the role and the profession that he has. I think that the K-drama that I enjoyed the most of him was, I think it was called Something in the Rain or something like that. I do not remember exactly the name, so if I pronounce it like incorrectly, please have patience with me. I'm not that good with some information, but I think it's called Something in the Rain in English, because in Spanish we have other title. So I really enjoyed. He always does this sort of characters that display a lot of emotions through facial expressions. So even though he may not say much, with his posture and his eyes, he's able to transmit a lot of emotions. At least this is what happened to me when I watched him. So, and I think that in this case, we are probably going to see a lot of that in him. He's definitely connecting with his emotional side. He's connecting with a lot of melodramatic resources. He's connecting a lot. So probably you will see him in a lot of heartbreaking and emotional scenes. So I think that he had been preparing himself a lot for this because we have the king and the queen of cups. That also lets me know that he is someone that is very emotional, that he gets really into deep in the role that he's playing. And also, since he displays all this emotionality, I think that he could also play really well the part of him being the the female lead's lover. You know, I think that he is definitely going to have a lot of emotional scenes with Jisoo, and you will definitely be able to tell through the screen that he definitely feels something for her. So please don't like come later when the when the drama is over, you know, being like, oh, I want you to keep reading for them because I want to know if they are dating. No, guys. What this is showing me is that he's really good at expressing emotions, and especially at like acting like he is very immersed in his feelings and that somehow he cannot contain himself. So you will probably be able to get really caught up in his scenes, in the way he displays this sort of chemistry with Jisoo. And also, I want to clarify that he is someone that I don't know if he's dating anyone right now, but it seems like he could be like emotionally also available to meet someone, because it seems like he is in the mood for love. So probably, you know, also been playing this role, he could like potentially like feel romantic towards Jisoo. But I think that it's of course because of the environment that enables this, and at the same time it's because he is a very sensitive guy. So probably there's a part of him that wants to protect Jisoo, and also he wants to guide Jisoo. This is why all his cards are cards of power. Even though he is emotional, he got cards like the king and the queen of cups. So definitely he is someone that, even though he can look soft and sweet on the outside, at the same time he is very much in control of everything in his life in this period. So probably this also talks about experience. Probably he is like he wants to guide Jisoo to connect with her emotions as well, because I think that her character it's also requires a lot of emotions, but somehow he feels like he has to be the transmitter, you know, like the one that transmits the emotion, or the one that makes her feel something so she can unleash her potential of looking more emotional, you know. And I think that it's not easy, because for the cards that I see that Jisoo got, she is very much in her mind. And I think that this has to do with the fact that probably she is very focused on the technical side of acting. Probably she's thinking about, you know, like not forgetting her script, you know, saying the words correctly. You know, she's very into the intellect part. So I think that she's very nervous as well. So I think that what I see from Jung Hae-in, I'm sorry, is that he is going to be very gentle with her, you know, and almost be a bit seductive and a bit emotional to make her connect with her emotions as well, you know. So he could probably, while they are filming, you know, try to approach her from very loving but very also dominating kind of like let me guide you something, you know. So he could potentially like make her fall in love just so she can feel like like, sparks, fly when she is performing. And this is why I think that somehow it's not that he intends to fall in love, it's just that he thinks that it's necessary for her to loosen up a bit. That he understands that she feels a bit restricted, that the whole development of this project had been a bit chaotic and had been facing a lot of issues and backlash and criticism. So, and it's her first appearance. So there's like a lot of, and for him as well, she's not the only one that feels this way. He feels this way as well, because we have the hangman in the middle of the reading. So even though he does have the experience and he is really good at manipulating things, so he can, everything is a resource for him, so he is this sort of magician. He's very adaptable, he is very responsible, he is this kind of person that he will make it work, he will make his character work, he will make the plot work, he is very magical. So, but at the same time, on his inside, at the same time, there's a bit of restriction, and also because we have the hangman here, that is that he is like going with the flow. He's not trying to control anything, because he knows that some things are just meant to be, and I think that he does have fears of his own. He does have fear of people like being too critical, or maybe of people not liking the project, So he's doing his best to connect with his artist self, and at the same time, he's really worried about being a good colleague. I think that he wants Jisoo to have a good experience while acting. So this is why he takes on this role of this sort of overprotective boyfriend, I would say, because he wants her to let go of, because he had been there, and he knows what it's like to feel like you are the inexperienced in the group. He had been there, where he also acted with other professionals that were much more experienced than him, or probably that had much like a bigger trajectory. So he did felt overwhelmed back then, and he doesn't want Jisoo to feel the same. So in this sense, he's very empathic. He's a guy that he's also very generous. This is why I think that sometimes I tend to forget that he's an Aries, that he's an Aries side, because he just gives me Pisces vibes. He gives me like he's this really sweet guy, that he is very romantic. And I think that the fact that this King and Queen of Cups are here is because it shows that he has the ability to be emotional. So he will definitely have this sort of very empathic connection with Jisoo. He will probably guide her, with glances, with touches, with body language, with eye contact. He will try to set this whole atmosphere to make her feel like they are really living this, and I think that for him it's important that she connects with emotion. I don't know, maybe he did sense a sort of like tension in Jisoo's body language, or probably the fact that he is, probably when he stands too close to her, or when he grabs her, or when he tries to get close to her, she probably like jumps in her, or she startles in her place, and probably because she's not that used to having these very emotional encounters, and that definitely also the plot, it's very the plot of the series, it can have, you know, romantic moments, but the plot is also very serious, and the situation that they will have these moments, it's under a lot of danger, or probably the feeling of you being in danger. So she will have to deal with, okay, what's the right or the correct response, you know. And I think that there's also, I think that probably he feels a bit like with the hangman here in the middle. Probably the restriction from him comes from the fact that she is an idol, you know, and probably, I don't know, this is just my perception from what I read in the tarot. I'm no like expert on this. Maybe if you have your point of view, maybe you can help me also understand and articulate this. But I have the feeling that from what he's like showing me is that it's not the same to work with an idol actress or actor. It's not the same than working with an actor, someone that is just an actor, because I think that their tactics or the way they perform, they have more freedom probably. And I think that when it comes to him having to act with Jisoo in this very romantic scenes, you know, probably I think that there are a lot of people like trying to control the how things will develop in a certain scene, so to preserve Jisoo's image. So probably the company, YG or the staff, you know, are like, okay, yes, our artist is here filming this with you, but we need to take care of her image. So please, like, I don't know, do not hold her so tight, like, try not to blush here. You know, it seems like there are a lot of people like telling him to not go that intense, because it's like Jisoo has an image to maintain besides of the role that she's playing in this drama. So I don't know if this made sense, guys. I'm just like observing this from my intuition, and I'm trying to put it into words. Probably it's a bit confusing, but this is what he's showing me here, is that he wish she could have more freedom with Jisoo. I think that for him it's a challenge to have this that of course that for him is exciting. For him everything is a process of learning, but I think that this is a very particular occasion where he feels like there are a lot of people involved, like getting in the middle of the scene and being like, no, stop, we're not going to do this. No, Jisoo is not going to do this. Oh no, we're not allowing this. You know, like giving a lot of guidelines and interrupting the you know, the flow, because I feel like in his case, and I believe that in the case of a lot of actors, you know, they are very sensitive people. They are also very intuitive people, and they are emotional. So if in a scene, you know, suddenly they do get emotional in a scene, you know, sometimes it's good when they get really intense in a scene. And sometimes the directors keep those scenes, you know, and they're like, oh yes, what you did is great. Maybe it wasn't what was in the script, but it was like it was something that came out so naturally, and I think that it will look good on camera, so we will keep it. But I think that in the case of Jisoo, probably there are a lot of people like looking with from her company, like looking with you know, with with very being very obsessive about how this will look on her side, you know, like trying to protect her image, you know. So I don't know what's this about, but yes, I think that this is what he sees, the intrusion of people that probably do not know much about the process of acting and how they need this freedom to express what they want to express in a certain in a certain scene, but then having people being like, no, cut that because we don't want that, something like this. And then from Jisoo's part, we have yes, the king of swords, the seven of swords, and the ace of wands. So yes, like I mentioned, I think that Jisoo is very worried about the lines. Is very worried about the how the words come out from her voice, from her mouth. She's really worried about that. She's constantly studying. She's always studying. I think that she's going to do great, but I think that yes, she does pressure herself a lot. She is in her head a lot. I don't think that there are actually a lot of emotional side, like I mentioned from his perspective. I do not see Jisoo being emotional or actually like wanting to connect with the actor. I think she really wants to be friends with this actor, but I see a lot of like coldness. And maybe it's because I remember that she's Capricorn, but she has a moon in Aquarius. So for her, everything is about, like, oh, like about being friends, and about being nice to each other. But it's not like, oh, like I look at him and I find him attractive. No, nothing like this. She's been really professional. She is trying her best to be also to be a good representation of her role. I think that she's immersed in this role. She wants to be ready. For her it's important to be ready. She doesn't want to ruin any scene. She wants to be ready. She studies a lot and she's in her head a lot. And then we have the ace of wands, that I think that somehow Jung Hae-in tactic to make her feel something. I think that actually it does work. It makes her feel a bit more passionate. It makes her feel like probably they will have a lot of scenes where it will demand a lot of like running and a lot of action scenes. So she will need also to get in contact with adrenaline, being like, okay, like move your body, not only the words, not only let the words come out of your mouth, just move your body. She needs to also express with her body. She needs to work on her body language, and I think that he will help her to achieve that. I think that he's really good at creating this sort of synastry with her, being like, okay, we are in this together, like let's make this work. I think that it is going to be a great experience for her. I'm really happy that she has him. Honestly, guys, I'm really happy. And this is what I'm getting. Then for the relationship as an overall, we have the Two of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. So yes, a lot of money and resources. So, but the thing with money and resources here is that it seems like this drama, this series or drama, is going to get, at first it's going to be slow for them because of all the changes that had been done in this series, in this K-drama. There had been so many like transformations, and that I think that they are still, and I believe that they will be probably in the first five episodes, they will be like walking on eggshells. They will be like really like patient, and they will be strategic as well, because they don't want the audience to get the wrong idea. They want to be respectful. They want to also preserve the actor's image. They do not want this series to become a scandal. They definitely want to attract the audience. So I think that, it's like they say, every publicity is good publicity. So I think that the fact that it was delayed and everything, the people are really eager to see, what's the final result. But nevertheless, I think that people will see it just because they are curious. Probably they're curious because of Jisoo. But I think that yes, they will get a bit of recognition and a bit of growth by the end of the series. Probably I hope that the ending is good, um, because I think that there's a lot of planning in the middle. So I think that probably um, there's going to be a lot of need to be perfect. So I think that they will slowly get the audience in interest, but I think that this will not happen in the first episodes. Probably it will take a while. It will take a few episodes, almost getting to the end, because I think that people are slowly trying to understand what the show is about, even though I'm sure the Korean society knows better what this is about or what this is inspired by, because we know it's not the actual facts. It's inspired by some parts of history, but it seems like they're trying to be so cautious about it that somehow it looks a bit like it doesn't look like the energy doesn't flow. Probably they will not get the emotional reaction that they are trying to get from the audience, because they will focus so much on the historical side or the intellectual side, and also trying to get all the props, and the scenario to be a fair and true representation of those times. It's like everything will be aesthetic, but it seems like they are forgetting that actually is the actors' circumstances or whoever is acting chemistry that is going to add the fire to get the people hooked up, on the story, and they are forgetting a bit about this. And like I mentioned in the beginning, I'm sensing that they will add a few more changes as they go. I see a lot of people. Honestly, it's a bit messy, because I see a lot of people being like, "Oh no, we shouldn't do this. Like, cut this scene out. No, we should do this. No, you should stand like this. You should be like this." So, but the good side of this is that the both actors, Jung Hae-in and Jisoo, they are giving their best, and I think that they are definitely enjoying themselves. I think that they could potentially, become really good friends after this. Of course, that you will not be able to see it because, actually, I think that, like I mentioned, there are a lot of restrictions to how they interact with each other, but I sense that there could be like a very strong beginning of a very good friendship, especially because I can see, like I mentioned, that Jung Hae-in actually is a very nice guy. He's very loving, so I think that he will definitely take care of Jisoo's needs, and I think that he could potentially be a good friend, also a sort of mentor, but at the same time a good friend, and I think that she definitely needs this. I think that I thank God I see that she is also in control, guys. So don't worry about her or the critics or whatever people say. She is having fun, and I think that it's going to be a great experience for her because it's going to actually. She's going to really like acting. She's going to really enjoy acting, and I'm sure that I think that there are some fans that told me that she had acted before. I haven't seen her work, so I don't know. But I think that definitely she is finding, a craft that she really loves besides singing. I think that probably acting it's something that she would wish to keep doing, and she's really excited to get this chance. So let's be happy for them and their chemistry. So yes, guys, this is all I have for them, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.